do you see that there's a pediment inside the pediment end? There is a broken pediment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like embossed looking.
Yeah, with curved, broken pediment in the pediment.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's the classic example of these traditional things being, stickered onto the house to give it more tradition. Okay. And I suspect the conversation with the homeowner was, well, that triangle up there is really kind of boring. Can we do something to dress it up? Well, what do you want to do? Well, I really like this thing. I've seen these. These look good. And so you end up with basically that is a broken pediment entablature that would go over a front door of a house. Okay, now, decorating the triangle of, the
it's like a gable end.
The gable end. And so it's just like, make up your mind. We have no entablature here, okay? This kind of, I do that whole thing on gable end returns and roofing the gable end returns.
The little roof.
Yeah, and this is what they've done here. They got afraid that they were going to have a water trap, and so they decided to just roof across that whole where your entablature should be, okay? They've just roofed across the front. So they don't know, they don't understand, how the parts and pieces go together. And here they are trying to build a traditional house, and they end up, and I think they had money, right? There's brick there. I mean, this is probably a $1 million or $2 million house, and
that's what I was going to say.
It's just executed so poorly, okay?
The saddest part of it is that it could have been done right.
Yes. Right. They
the
had
shutters
the money,
are great
had the
for
money
me
to do it right.
I'm a big fan of the shutters on this house.
I mean, every traditional detail is wrong here, right? Not only are those shutters glued to the face of the house,
but they're not even tall enough for the window
to even cover the window.
They're a little lower than the window and taller.
Oh, it's not even. It's below the seal.
It's below the seal.
Right. And so here you're just looking at examples of.
Oh, that is horrible. I'm joking. I mean, by comparison,
this actually looks good, right?
Yeah, this is great.
This is one.
I know the guy that did
job.
this.
We did this.
Oh! I was like, wait a minute.
Look where just real quick. Just look where the shutters
are. That's cool though that you said this is good, right? Yeah, because you knew it right away.
Well, like, the things are. I couldn't figure out what was wrong.
Well, and here's the order. Right on the lower porch, you've got the column going up, and you've got an architrave, a pulvinated frieze that kind of curves out, and then a cornice. And then look what's happening above. You got a pedestal incorporates the balustrade.
The balustrade, yeah.
The column sits on top of that, and then there's another entablature in front of that.
So,
notice too that the size of the columns are changing as we go up.
Right.
Because you don't need as much strength. The lower ones are stronger. They don't need to hold about as much weight above.
So here's a little question just thrown in here. A lot of those like 1 to 20 houses that we were talking about, like 1 to 15 was one of the ones you were saying. Was it like
1 to 15?
You said when that first one you said was 1 to 15. Would it make sense, and would it be a good to add a balcony there in between, or does that historically does that not make sense?
No, there's a tradition of doing that, and
because then that would solve the problem, right?
Yeah,
that would break up
and who knows why they didn't do that, but yes,
it would give a reason for columns being there, even, right?
Totally.